What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. First of all, I want to say happy belated birthday to my father. One of the greatest men in my life. One of the biggest prime examples for me growing up. Of working hard and helping other people, even if you don't get all the recognition and stuff like that, right? Because in life, you're not always going to get recognition. But yeah, anyways, he just turned 52, so he's 20 years older than me, 20 and a quarter, whatever. And I just want to say happy birthday, Dad. Love you, man. And, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything my dad has done for me and continues to do for me throughout my life. And if I end up half as great as my father, half as compassionate to help other people as he does, I'd die a happy person, man. Die a happy father. But he's also not perfect. I'm not perfect, obviously. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and nobody's ever going to be perfect. And but you live and you learn, from those from trial and error and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk about more of like competitive aspects. If you're trying to get into like being competitive and stuff like that, you're gonna need people to push you. And for me, the perfect day for me to talk about it, right? My father, he was the guy that was always instilling that stuff into us to work harder and do nothing but your best. When we're playing basketball, growing up, playground basketball, all that kind of stuff, and it translates to life. And that's why I like to say a lot about sports and stuff like that, because just because you're not going to do sports for the rest of your life, it does help prepare you to do other stuff. Sorry about my hair. I was just shoveling my driveway, so a little sweaty, and got my workout in. Anyways, will work out tonight. But I missed BJJ class, and that sucks because I really wanted to go. They didn't post it till 3 hours in, and since they didn't post it last night, I ended up just streaming Gears of War 5. If you don't know what Gears of War is, it's a video game. I was just going through the story mode, and I just jumped off the stream because I thought it wasn't playing, because on my screen it wasn't playing. So I cut it off early last night, but I did continue to play, and then I ended up doing multiplayer. But I stayed up a little late, and I missed the post that, because they posted like 2 hours before they were gonna start doing it, 2-3 maybe. Mainly because I was tired as crap, and even if I would have seen it, because I did stay up, I stayed up late. I seen it right before I went to bed because, I was like, maybe I'll drive over there, but then my head started hurting, and I was like, yeah, it's best not to. A little tingle in my throat. Yeah, maybe onset of being sick, but, I really wanted to and stuff like that. But, sometimes life just doesn't go your way. The people probably didn't know they were going to roll till today, a couple hours beforehand. And it sucks being that I work the shift that I do, because, you know what I mean? I want to, my sleep schedule's a lot different than that. So, and then I was like, if I could play some video games, right? But the competitive aspect, it would always be like it wasn't always like a war. Like we were, trying as best we can to tackle each other, my dad, or throw it the football as hard as we can, Sometimes being competitive, you could be competitive doing like certain kind of drills, you know what I mean? Like, you get those rep-ins, best 10 of 10 for shooting from certain spots and stuff like that, And then, you talk crap. You talk crap, and you're like, I don't want to hear this motherfucker talk shit to me, Like, I'm going to talk shit next time because I'm going to win, And you play and you play and you play until you win at least one. And then you keep playing because you still want to win some more. And even if you don't, you're all right because you won once, you know what I mean? And that's the fun part of it. Especially if you're doing something with your family, you know what I mean? And things like that. And I think that's one of the things that's, helped me a lot, especially seeing my son grow up now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not perfect, and You know, we go through our hard times right now too, but you know, he's growing, I'm growing, and we're bonding because of these things, right? And you know, I'm helping make him competitive. I see him, he's, no, I died, no, man. And I'm like, it's all right, dude, it's all right, pick it up and do it again. You do better next time. And he's like, yeah, I got this. And then it's like, yeah, there we go, boy, we're teaching you. Now you're learning. You know, don't give up. When you give up is when you truly lose. As long as you're able to do something, man, you got to keep doing it. You got to work towards it. And, you know, the hard part is doing it, you know, but as soon as you start doing it, it's not that hard, right? It's not that hard because you're doing it, and you're getting the blood going, and you want to do it, you know what I mean? So if anything's, you know, like sometimes you're going to do things that you don't want to do too. And this is going to be helpful towards building towards these things that you really want to do, right? You don't want to do them, but you know, you turn it into fun because you know that you have to do it, that it's going to make this certain area better for you, right? It kind of ties into like weightlifting. Like I started picking that up this last few years in weightlifting, you know. You can't just bench press. Sometimes you ain't going to just bench press to get stronger at bench press. Sometimes you're going to do dumbbell presses. Sometimes you're going to do tricep extensions. You're going to do a bunch of different variations. Close grip bench press, wide grip bench press. You're going to use bands. You're going to use chains. You're going to, you know, you're going to use a bunch of different things to help support that because you got to, you know, you got to work on some of the weaker things to help build up that main lift that you're trying to work up to, you know? And it's like building the foundation, right? I did some carpentry in Grand Forks with some Russian guys, awesome dudes. Simeon, he's like a worker for like public transportation out in Portland, Oregon now. But he was one of the subcontractors I worked with, and awesome dude, very smart guy. And, you know, he's a great dude. He had his own struggles too, right? And he's coming out of that place of drug usage and stuff like that. But that doesn't subtract from the awesome person that I know. You know what I mean? And that I'm sure that other people know as well. Sure, he's not perfect, but he's working on it, right? He's working on it. Continue to work on it and stuff like that. He had his own things he was competitive in, right? Being like one of the best carpenter guys, and now he was being a better, you know, public of transportation type person for the railway. He did some of that deadliest catch stuff too. He was on a fishing boat, one of those fishing boats, going all over the ocean and shit. That's awesome, man. He's showing pictures on Snapchat, and oh man, awesome. It's awesome. He to see somebody like him, like yourself, do those types of things, you know, and how far he's come from his battling his addictions and stuff like that, you know. And if he can do it, anybody can do it, right? If I can do it, you can do it. If we can put down those things that make us less of who we are, to do something that takes away from us and just kick it to the curb, you can too, but it's not going to be easy. It's not easy. It wasn't easy for us. It's not easy for anybody else that has to do it too. And it will not be easy for you if you have something that you have to stop doing. You got to stop doing, you got to stop drinking. You got to stop drugging. You know, whatever you feel that you need to do, you got to stop overeating. I'm struggling with that one right now. And, you know, today I had one meal, and it's real hard to stay away from Skittles. You know what I mean? I love them. I had those freeze-dried Skittles, and I bought a couple bags, and nobody's eating them. And I have this weird thing of when some stuff's sitting in our cabinets and nobody's eating it, and it's on the verge of going bad, I eat it. So maybe it's not a bad thing, but it is a bad thing because it's I want to go somewhere in the way of my weight, you know what I mean? And it's hindering that. So, you know, what I have to do is buckle down and say fuck it and throw it away, you know what I mean? And I've been down that path before. Just because you know what it takes doesn't make it any more easier, right? It's still going to be tough. It's still going to be a struggle to get past that initial thing, right? Some people can do it seemingly easier than other, but that doesn't make it easier. Sometimes they do other things to supplement that thing, you know, but the things that they do aren't always going to work for you, you know what I mean? I had a friend recently ask me about sets and working, or like doing sets and weightlifting, you know? And the thing is, I'll do whatever I want to do, right? But that's because I'm listening to my body, and it's subjective. You can listen to whatever anybody else does, but what keeps you going back? You know what I mean? What keeps it fun for you? Changing it up, and you know, doing, you know, you got to figure it out. You got to listen to your body and figure it out, and see what helps you get stronger at those things, right? Deadlifts, bench press, whatever. Or if you're just going for like a cosmetic look, you know, or something cosmetically, you got to find different things that work for you. I'll say whatever it is that works for me, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for my friend there, you know, or anybody else that is listening, or anything like that. So it comes down to you yourself, and what you want to achieve, and what helps you keep going back and being consistent. And you know, sometimes it could be an extra day of rest. Sometimes it could be that you have to go outside your norm. Sometimes it is sticking to the plan, whatever that plan may be, you know. Sometimes it's winging it till you figure it out. Sometimes it's trying out different plans that work, that might, you know, you'll fail and fail, but you tried them for a couple weeks and you know that they're not going to work for you. It isn't like trying a plan for 1 or 2 workouts, because the plan, it takes weeks, right? So weeks for you to see the results that you want to see. And, you know, you gotta see it all the way through in order for you to tell if it works well for you. But I did try a program for strength, and it helped me a lot. It was that Smolov Junior plan, but I used it for bench press. But one thing I will say about that, it had me benching like 4 or 5 days a week, and my shoulders were super sore, you know what I mean? So I had to take like almost a whole month off for my shoulders to feel better, because they were so taxed, you know. But when I did test my strength max to the max, because you take off a whole week before you try your max, and I seen pretty big improvement. I think it was like a 20-pound bench press improvement, you know, 20 pounds, and that was from one time from the program, you know. I knew it wasn't for me after that, because of how taxing it was on my body. And you know, I'll go with smaller amounts of improvement and less wear and tear on my body. That's just how I feel. But if you can heal from that type of workout, that grueling schedule or program, let's say, and good for you. Do it. You know, if it makes you feel good, you're not hurting all the time. You know what I mean? Go with it and do it. Nobody can tell you otherwise. It's your plan. It's your program. It's something that you signed up for to do. You know what I mean? So you might as well do the best you can with it, and stuff like that. When you're doing weightlifting and stuff, I will say, if you're doing strength and all that, don't worry about nobody else's numbers. Worry about your own number. You're in competition with yourself. And even if you're doing bodybuilding stuff, you know, and you want to just gauge how you look compared to yourself a week before, a month before, half a year before, you know what I mean? Use those as precursors to get to where you want to get, and how you want to handle your diet and stuff. Because bodybuilding, it's going to be a lot more of what you're eating, what kind of diet you have, and along with those workouts, right? Because there's a lot more to gauge when you're doing that kind of stuff. And, you know, or if you're doing other types of training, like, was that CrossFit and stuff like that, there's a bunch of different things you can do. Or if you're just doing like jujitsu, you're doing some kind of fighting, you know, you still should probably work out in a gym too. Not just like fighting and stuff like that. You could do weightlifting. It's not gonna hinder your performances. I mean, you'll put on some muscle mass, of course, and stuff like that. But you got to learn how to rotate those too. If you're doing that, you know, because if you're doing that fighting stuff, it's a lot different on the body, right? I was doing a lot of bag work, especially kicks. When I do the kicks, man, my hips are, holy man. Especially if I sit there and like work those low kicks for fucking hours, you know, and I'm walking and I'm trying to jog and stuff like that. And I'm doing my stretches. Ooh, that does a lot on my body, and it takes a lot out of me. But you know, I love doing it, and I got to do something like that tonight too. But I do want to hit that sauna tonight, so it'll be fun. But anyways, you know, stay competitive, man. Stay competitive, and push yourself. You know, it'll push into if you're trying to quit any drugs and alcohol and stuff like that too, because you want to do it. You know what I mean? Look at it as a competition with yourself and see how far you can take it. Good luck with you, though. Good luck with you on that. And, you know, I like to hear when some of my friends, when they tell me they hadn't done it for X amount of time and they're happy about it, you know. They quit smoking cigarettes. They quit drinking. They quit doing that. They start doing this, and they're aiming to go towards that. You know what I mean? And that's freaking awesome, man. Live your life as best as you can, man. Life's short. You got to hold the ones that you love now before you have no time to do it. So, especially if those things are going to take from it. Fuck those things, man. You don't need them. You don't need it. You're a strong person. You're a smart individual. Regardless of what you think of yourself, right? I have smart buddies that think they're stupid, and I got, you know, stuff like that, and they're smart, you know? It's just, that's how they see themselves sometimes. And I understand that. I see myself like that too. Which I'm pretty dumb, but I'm not that dumb, you know what I mean? Mama ain't raised no dummy. But, you know, is what it is. I love everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys succeed in anything that you set your mind to, and moving towards that goal, whatever that goal may be in your life. And hopefully it helps yourself through life, or whatever battles you're going through. And, you know, for you, not only yourself, but for your family, you know what I mean? But anyways, I hope I see you guys again. I'll upload as much as I can, or whenever I can. I probably won't do it like every day. I know I did it a couple times, but you know what I mean? It gets kind of stale with me just saying that kind of stuff. But I always just try to hit at least that Monday ramble and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I hope you guys have a great one. I was gonna do some reaction stuff, but it's just reaction stuff isn't my thing. You know what I mean? So I know I've seen some like success and stuff from it, but I don't know. It's dumb. It's not that it's dumb. It's not that it's unoriginal or anything like that. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just not me. I like doing the rambles. I like doing a podcast and stuff like that. So whenever I'll try to get another podcast one of these days. But you know, I haven't had any luck with anybody wanting to come on, which, you know, is partially my fault because I'm not grinding enough to push that through. But I'm also not trying to force anything on to, you know what I mean, affect the quality of anything like that, to like force anybody, you know what I mean? And if you ever force anything, sometimes, you know, it's not gonna be full-hearted. It's not gonna be, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's tough, right? But anyways, have a good one, guys. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And until next time, guys, thanks for coming by. Peace.